Aaron White hit a low point in his life 8 months ago.
I got kicked out of my place. I was homeless for like a week. I had nowhere to live. I was living in the rental car.
With no job and few prospects, he became entangled in a world of payday loans with crippling interest rates.
It got to a point where I almost could not pay rent. Like, I would pay rent and then everything else would come out and I would have no money for myself. I didn't have any money to get groceries. I didn't have any money for fuel, nothing.
And during the COVID-19 shutdown, he's been inundated with messages offering to lend him even more money.
I usually get about probably 2 or 3 a day or an hour, like sometimes hourly, sometimes weekly.
I feel that for someone like Aaron, who's quite vulnerable, and to fall prey to those kinds of solicitation is quite dangerous. I'm just wondering how you're going with that.
Financial counsellor Belinda Watson says it's part of a trend many in her industry have observed over the past 2 months.
We've heard a lot of that kind of activity happening. It's almost like profiting off a really bad situation.
Community groups are calling for tougher restrictions on small short-term loans that charge up to 20% in set-up fees, as well as a monthly interest rate of up to 4%. That means a loan of $2,000 paid back over a year will end up costing more than $3,300, and multiple loans can turn a minor financial problem into a disaster.
We've called for a 6-month pause on all payday lending during the COVID-19 crisis because we're so concerned about the impact that these extremely expensive loans are going to have on people's lives.
Luckily, Aaron didn't succumb to the temptation of another payday loan. With a part-time job complementing his Centrelink benefits, he's hoping to pay off 4 loans with hundreds of dollars still owing, thanks to some advice from a financial counsellor.
I'm getting on top of my debts. I now have extra money that I can put aside for savings.
But others have taken the fast money on offer. Disability pensioner Peter Fife had just paid off 1 payday debt last month, only to receive a number of texts days later offering him even more money, this time pitched as a COVID-19 relief loan.
It's like someone knocking on your door and just saying, here it is, here's $200, and when you're in a situation, it's like I dug the hole, but they gave me the shovel.
He actually talked about feeling harassed into getting the loan. So we find that really, really concerning, that this industry can use these kind of circumstances to prey on the vulnerabilities of our clients.
One of the companies Peter borrowed from was Signo, which uses a legal loophole to charge much higher fees than other companies, and is in the process of being closed down by Australia's corporate regulator.
Signo's really damaged the industry's reputation. In every business around the world, there are people who will push the legislation or what they can do to the very edge of what is normally considered correct.
Hayden Cooper heads one of the groups representing the industry. He says businesses actually dropped during the COVID-19 crisis, and consumer groups are exaggerating by seizing on extreme examples.
I would say that all of the consumer advocates' claims about what goes on in the industry is actually basically anecdotal.
It is a ticking time bomb as government relief is wound back, that we're going to see more and more people, I think, taking out these loans and finding themselves in that debt spiral.
This puts the spotlight on a private members' bill currently before the Senate, which would limit the amount a person can borrow and ban unsolicited texts.
That the report of the committee be adopted.
I think it's an overreaction. Small lenders are licensed by ASIC, they're a legitimate business, and why shouldn't they actually be entitled to continue?
Payday lenders say they've made hardship allowances for their clients, and governments don't need to get involved. Aaron White is hoping he's ended his involvement with quick cash loans for good.
If you really want to get something and you know you can't afford to pay it off, don't get it because they will charge you more interest.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.